Do you know why blonde jokes are so short?
No.
Because then men can understand them too. Studies show that blondes actually do have more fun. But I know another group of women who have even more fun and who don't need to tell bad jokes or put men down to have a blast. And these are the unruly women. They are about having fun, but also about taking responsibility. For more than 25 years, I have studied gender issues as a cultural sociologist, and it is clear to me that the unruly women are part of the answer in co-creating a better balanced world.
Yes.
A world that we desperately need. You already know that the environmental balance is proven to be out of order, but statistics show us that our mental well-being also is out of order. 50% of the population suffer from stress on different levels. 20 to 30% suffer from anxiety, and the same numbers go for loneliness. 20% suffer from depression. And all of these numbers were already increasing before COVID-19 hit us, and especially within the young generation. This has cost our society tons of money, a massive loss of life joy, and has deprived the young generation a better future than their parents. So instead of having created a world where humans can thrive, we have constructed a society for human machines. On the surface, it might seem hugely effective, but it stands on the broken backs and hearts of people, so obviously our system isn't working. And that is why we need a new superhero, the unruly woman.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Who is she? An unruly woman has freed herself from the restraining and suppressing expectations to her female existence. In other words, her gender. Instead, she follows what makes her happy and gives her an emancipating power to co-create a better balanced society. So, an unruly woman both changes the world and has fun at the same time. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. While I was preparing this talk, a memory came to me. As a child, I often felt like an outsider. And when time came and the other girls started to grow breasts and kiss the boys, I still looked like I had just left kindergarten. So now I also looked like an outsider. One day we had a party at my friend's home, and we were all dancing together, having a good time, and then I had to go to the toilet. When I came back, all of the others were kissing two and two, and I just froze in the doorway and didn't know what to do with myself, so I escaped to the garden. First, I didn't understand why I remembered this story, but then I recalled how the rain broke loose and how I first felt even more singled out and pitied myself. But just at that moment, I turned my face towards the raindrops and connected to the liberating power of this beautiful, tender summer rain. And I spread out my arms and started laughing and dancing, getting completely soaked. For me, this has become the image of unruliness. A laughing, dancing girl in the rain. Yeah. So what does it mean to be unruled? What do you think when you hear the word unruly? Free? Wild? Rebel? Yeah. Tiresome? Yeah. Uncontrolled? Yeah. Teenager? For me, being ruled is being governed by society's existing norms, values and expectations, many of which have suppressed women for centuries, leaving us with the unbalanced society of today. Being unruled is to reject these expectations from society, culture and history if they conflict with your own beliefs and talents. Instead, you let yourself be ruled by your own heart's desire. This does not make you egoistic, unempathetic, or antisocial. On the contrary, an unruly woman knows that when she takes care of herself, she has much more to offer the society. Plus, she has the strength to support others. In the words of Nobel Prize-winning author André Gide, loving yourself isn't vanity, it's sanity.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
This unruly position also sets you free to experience fun. When you can follow the things and persons in life that makes you happy, you create an overflow of joy that you can share with others. For centuries, though, women have not had that much to laugh about because we have been ruled on the three different areas in life that are most important: our beauty, our sexuality, and our sociality. And it is time now that we take back the ownership of these three areas. And that is exactly what an unruly woman does. She owns her own beauty, sexuality, and sociality. But what does that in fact mean? Beauty is typically about appearance and aesthetics and about being pretty and living up to some fixed standards. But unruly beauty is not about that. I will give you a beacon of unruly beauty. Oprah Winfrey. Yeah. Why her? It is not because of her struggle with her weight, which she has been very open about. It is because she has had the courage to talk about issues that has interested especially women in a way that has made her one of the most influential persons in 25 years, according to the CNBC. And she is ranking higher than Mark Zuckerberg on that list. When you own yourself, when you own your own beauty, like Oprah does, you give yourself the right to appear as you want, to take your space as you want, and so you can contribute with what you think is important, and so you change the world. The challenge is that women have always been connected to the traditional understanding of beauty. And the explanation for that is that in nature, beauty equals health and ultimately fertility. So in order for our species to survive, men have logically enough hunted beautiful women, giving them the highest status. Is that still true in 2021? No, yeah. Well, it is. It is because we're still nature, and no, because we're also culture. Nature is not the problem. Nature is just sex. Culture is the problem. Because we still see 12-year-old girls featuring on the cover of fashion magazine, all dressed up with makeup and high heels, as if that is what every girl should strive for. And we still have too many young girls hurting, cutting, starving themselves because they loathe how they look like and cannot acknowledge their right to shine and thrive regardless of their physical appearance. If we want a better balanced society, we need to change the cultural understanding of beauty. Change it into one that centers around the joy of appearing as we want and taking your own space as we want.
Yeah.
So what about you guys? Do you dare to shine and take your space? Do you want to own your own beauty?
Yes.
Good. In your hand, you might have a cell phone, or maybe you have a computer in front of you. And the reason why it works as a communication device is because of Hedy Lamarr. And Hedy Lamarr is a perfect image of unruly sexuality. Who was Hedy Lamarr? She was a beautiful Austrian Hollywood actress and a brilliant scientist, who was sadly enough never fully acknowledged for her invention of the technology behind Wi-Fi, GPS, and Bluetooth. Sexuality is normally about lust and sex and orgasms. However, among psychologists, it is common knowledge that our sexuality is the creative life force, is simply the center of the creative life force. Creativity is what has developed our civilization. And if we want a better balanced society, we need more diversity as we create and shape the world of tomorrow. And that is why we need more unruly women to invent more, create more, contribute more, so that our solutions and services and products have a much wider range than today.
Yes.
Yes. How can we do that? By eliminating the fifth most used lie amongst women, which is, I have only slept with 5 men. This I found out some years ago when I made a small study about women's lies. And the interesting question is, of course, why do we lie our number down? The reason is that apparently women are not to be horny and willing when following their own lust, if they want to be socially respected. So instead of experiencing the enhancing power of feeling loved and alive and energetic and creative when pursuing their own desire, we shut it down and make it wrong. But if we want a world with new solutions to existing and future problems, we need more unruly women to own their own sexuality and creativity.
Yes. Yeah.
And what about you? Do you dare to feel your own lust and create on your own terms?
Yes.
Do you want to own your own sexuality?
Oh, yes.
Great. In 2012, Yuiti Singh was beaten, gang raped, and tortured in a bus in Delhi and died 13 days later from her injuries. 2 years later, Ram Devineni published the popular comic book about the superhero Priya, who survived a brutal gang rape and since became a protector of women and survivors. Her superpower is simply the power of persuasion, which can motivate people to make changes voluntarily. Priya is a liberating image of unruly sociality. Sociality is not only about taking care of others and creating good relations and a sound social community. Sociality is also about letting yourself be the person that you want to be. For ages, sociality has been a woman thing. Women are both the biologically reproductive sex and the socially reproductive gender. This means that women have had the primary responsibility for stabilizing the existing social structure, and we do so in bringing up our babies, training them to be good citizens. And if that goes wrong, the mother is often the one who is blamed. And that is why we still experience mothers killing their daughters in the name of honor. And women stating that they come after the dog in the family. An unruly woman does not find her purpose in sacrificing herself or her daughter. And like Priya, she does not let herself be ashamed by a crowd that doesn't acknowledge her right to create her own life. Instead, she finds a crowd, like you guys, that celebrates her as she already is, and who understands that sociality and good relation are a mutual thing, a mutual responsibility, and both are the cornerstones of a sound social community, which has been proven in a number of studies. Yeah. I am the mother of 3 wonderful young men, and it is my belief that we need, as a society, men to be more unruly too. Because they are also caged in by what masculinity is. So why are they not to be valued for their tenderness, kindness, and caring? And why are tears and vulnerability still a stigma for males when in fact feelings are just clever human nature? We should all dare to be able to follow our dreams and be the person that we like to be. And what about you? Do you want to own your own sociality?
Yes.
I dream of a society where nobody is judged or constrained by their sex, and where the term gender simply does not exist. Instead, we are human beings with a different sets of skills and interests and longing and needs and dreams. And we come together in the wonderful task of co-creating a much better, balanced, and more humane society. Yes. But we are not there yet. And that is why I will invite you all to become members of the Unruly Women's Club. Yeah. Or better still, actually, to become part of the Unruly People's Movement. Yeah. Both to co-create a much better society and to have more fun.
Yes. Cheers to that.
And if you lack inspiration to become more unruly, I have a suggestion. Next time the rain falls upon you, start dancing. Yeah. Thank you.